We have head coach Tim Sullivan, student athletes Isaac Brown, Jaden Combs, Andy Johnson. Coach remarks.
Yes, sir. First off, thank you guys for being here. I know it's the late, we got the West Coast game, so it's a little late. So thank you guys for being here. But no, hats off to Henderson County, man. You want to talk about just grinding a game and trying to find ways, and they mixed it up really well. And I thought at times we looked a little hesitant, but our kids just stayed with it, and they know that they got to hang their hat on that defensive end. And I thought we did just a phenomenal job of just continuing to guard the entire 32 minutes. And we talked about it in huddles over and over. We were making mistakes, but we talk about playing present. And tonight, that was more evident than it ever has been this year. And because guys like Jaden Combs makes a mistake, and then all of a sudden he's blocking the shot on the other side and just living in the next play. Andy Johnson had an off night. So what did he do? He went out and guarded. He guarded their best player and did what he had to do. And made plays in big moments. So it's just really, really fun to watch this group continue to gel, even at this time of the year in this long season. They just continue to get better. They continue to pour their hearts into each other. So just a really, really proud of how we responded in our first game, after a little break.
Question right here, front row.
Andy, Tim mentioned that they're just guarding Davenport the whole game. He finished with 5 shot attempts and didn't score the whole game. I mean, just what was your approach there? And yet, I know you stalled from a couple times there.
I thought we were great in preparation before the game. A week before this, we had a guy named Colston. He played perfectly like him, number 3 still. Like he was great all week, and he did what Davenport usually does and gets an open shot whenever he can. So he was great all week, and I thought I had an off night offensively for sure. My teammates helped me pick me up, but I knew that if I had an impact of the game, it was going to be on the defensive end, and I think I did a great job on that.
Isaac, they went on a little bit of a run there to start the fourth quarter and cut it to, I believe, 8 or 9, and you ended up getting the steal and driving to the basket and scoring. Finished with 12 points, I believe. Can I talk about that performance tonight?
Just confidence, honestly. I mean, I knew what it's going to be like. The lights are bright out here, and I mean, Andy struggled. I mean, everybody knows that Andy struggled a little bit, so I knew that I had to step up. There's some games that I scored 5 points, and there's some games that I scored 10 plus. So honestly, just knowing that I'm not going to overshoot and try to do stuff. I'm going to trust my teammates, but also when the shot comes to me, I need to be ready and I need to hit. And I feel like I did that tonight at a high level.
Taking shots at me, huh?
I might take the shots.
Not playing.
I'm curious, anybody wants to talk about this. Your style of play, I mean, boring, whatever people might say about it. But I think the Ninth Region teams are probably a little more used to seeing that. How do you think that gives you any kind of edge just playing against teams that haven't seen you guys before?
What he preaches is you want to play for this man, you got to play defense. It don't matter. Defense is going to win games. If you score 20 points and you hold them to 17, it might be a boring game, but defense is going to win the game. So,
And I think I will add to that. It's a matter of to win championships and to win really good tough games where you're in the Sweet 16 and you're playing against high-level teams. There's no gimmicks, and you got to be able to sit down and guard and trust one another and trust what we've been doing all year. And I think that the fact that we're playing other teams, I just, Coach Smith-Hart just looked at me and said, Coach, I knew how good you guys were defensively, but seeing it up close and personal, it was pretty impressive. But that has, that's hats off to our kids because, they bought into this and they fight every single day. And Andy brings up the fact that our kids, our JV kids that don't get much, they're going every day in practice and trying to go against this group, and it pushes this group. And when they slip up, the JV team gets them.
Right here in front. It's a good night to have an off night, knowing what's coming tomorrow.
You're going to have nights, man, and we talk a lot about that, about how you're going to have nights. And Andy, I know he was frustrated with himself, but he's dreamed of getting on this stage, and guys dream to get on this stage. But you have to hang your hat on that defensive end, and we know that. And struggles, I guess, yeah, you can say it was a struggle, but the fact that we held their leading score to 0 points, that says a lot. And we had other guys step up. I look in there, we got three guys in double figures. So having that off night, I do really remember the first time we were down here in 2017. I think, we played Meade County that first game, and they went some triangle and 2, box and 1, and we struggled a little bit early on, but then bench guys came in and just trusted and picked it up, and then we figured it out. And that's all you can do is trust these kids. Just trust them.
Final question right there in the middle.
Coach, I know you're trying to enjoy this one, but thoughts on Great Crossing tomorrow night?
We're going to enjoy this real quick. Try to get these guys something to eat, get them in bed real quick, and us coaches will be up late, trying to figure out how to tame the big fella. And you know, it's not just him. You know, they've got some players, man. They got length, and they got guys that can really score it. So we've got to figure out a way to limit his touches and limit what he does. But you know, we can't change who we are. You know, and we've always talked about it's not what about other teams are doing or what other people are doing. It's about how we react to it, and we'll figure out a way to try to limit it. But you know, we're gonna have to make some shots. That's for sure. You know, because he's gonna be roaming in that paint, and you're not gonna get a whole lot at the rim.
Coach Southern, on that note, we'll end it so you can get some rest. Congratulations to you and the Cooper Jaguars. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
It's here to your right. Just watch your step, please.
One more. And we're good.